So what's happening here today is that there's 4 new creative entities. There's Nothing to Do with Brewing Beer who's come together to produce a beer of choice.
I was wondering how it was going to go having such a disparate group of talents, none of whom knew much about beer other than that they liked it. But there was a moment this morning we were talking about how we were going to present the beer to the drinker, and Sonny and Biddy were talking about the design they wanted to put on the label, and Stewie, he was going on about the idea of the space in the city and how the beer can reach across the space, and he said, we should write something about that. I said, oh look, I'll write that. And of course Ingvar was snapping away with his photos, and I actually thought at that point, now, you know what, none of us know anything about beer other than that we like it, but I can see it's going to come together really well.
I suppose the idea is so we can make beers that are a bit more left of centre. They're different beers than the ones that we make every day. They're craft beers, but they're all very easy drinking beers. Whereas with the Mash Collective, it gives us a chance to throw those shackles off a little bit and brew something a bit more pointy, if you like, the pointy end of beers.
Generally, a lawnmower beer is something light, something you drink really cold, and it's something you can drink really quickly and probably a lot of. So what we're aiming to do is sort of the opposite. We're looking at a bitter beer, high alcohol, quite dark. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what a lawnmower beer should technically be, but we're looking at it, you can either have one and drink it really, really cold, but because of the high alcohol content, that might be all that you need, or it might be the last thing you do at the end of the day is sit down and have 3 or 4 of these, and that's your night.
The lawn mowing beer is one that you almost swallow in one mouthful. That beer's potentially a shorter experience. It's that amazing initial hit that you get on the back of your parched throat. That the beer that kind of rehydrates you.
I had no idea what was going to happen here today, and it was kind of fascinating actually, because it was good. It was like the 19th century. You pick up these big bags of grain, you throw it on your shoulder, you put it into the machine, and it goes up into a big pot and goes round, and there's lots of cooking and boiling, and then you get your hops out and give them a big smell, you toss them in, and it's like cooking. It is very much like cooking.
It's been fun to actually physically be part of it. I think you feel like you own the beer more at the other end of things, and when you finally, I think about a month's time, they're going to bottle this thing, and when you finally get to crack that first beer, it'll be quite nice, having been here hands-on part of it.
The idea of the beer itself lent itself to being quite different, so I wanted to throw a lot of colour at the label and like some really abstract shapes.
I think we work together pretty well because we're kind of opposites, and so we have different skills, and so we're doing different things.
It's the conversation between the two of us that makes up the work that we make. I think it's a sunrise.
I think it's a sunset.
See, opposites.
Well done, guys. Good beer.
Cheers.